Hello lovers of the world, this is Sinta speaking. I haven't done a voice diary in a long time, but we are trying it out once more. The video clips you'll be seeing are from months ago, May to be exact. I had other videos that I prioritized over this monthly vlog, so the raw footage has kind of sat in my folders for a while. I sat and wondered how I wanted to edit these clips together now that I have the time to do so. And I decided on this introspective voice diary where I kind of retrospectively reflect on the events that happened this month. Since I had a long break in between semesters, I decided to pick up longer shifts at my casual job to earn a lot more money, and so I was basically working every day from 9 to 5, and I underestimated how soul-crushing it was. It could be. I couldn't believe how much it took out of you to spend basically 8 hours in the same place with the same people doing the same thing for days straight. In the morning, I would commute to my workplace, and in the evening when I went home, I would realize that I spent the entire day indoors and I basically missed out on how the day progressed. And the thing is, I even liked my job. I liked working there. And I felt satisfied with the job, with the work that I did, and I was happy with how I was getting paid, but it still didn't help the fact that it was still a really sinking feeling that I had to learn how to contend with, because it's basically what I'll have to be experiencing for the rest of my life. Speaking of adulthood and the pitfalls that come with it, I also had my graduation. It was graduation season and a couple of my friends graduated, and so did I. I wish graduation felt more momentous than it actually did feel. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the day a lot. My parents were there, my friends came and took photos with me, and I even got to see my own friends walk across the stage. But in the end, it didn't feel like a huge achievement to me. Because I just knew that I had so much more to do in the future to keep furthering my academic career. Like for some people, when you graduate, that's kind of the end of your university experience, I guess. But for me, I knew that this was just like baby steps. I still had more qualifications that I had to do to get to where I want to be. And at this year, while I was working as a teaching assistant, I also felt disillusionment with academia, and so it didn't really help that like I knew that this was all to, reach my dream job, but then my dream job didn't even feel like a dream. It felt like a waking nightmare. That's so much more depressing than I wanted it to sound like, but it is what it is. Now that we're coming to the end of this year, I guess I just had this realization of like, even though that I'm growing up, I'm feeling like these two conflicting emotions at the same time. I feel naive, like a child, still taking steady steps on a carpeted floor and crying every time I stumble. But I also feel so aware and so self-conscious that I'm getting older and that I'm running out of time. To do what? I'm not even sure. I just know that I'm running out of time. And so I feel like I'm just like hurtling further and further into the future. And I thought of this analogy for life, which is that time is a car with no brakes speeding through a crowded city highway, with all of us kind of trapped in the back seat, and all we can kind of do is blink owlishly into the streets as they blur past us. And sometimes the car slows down and it allows us to absorb the scenery, bask in the moments as they arrive. But more often than not, the car accelerates through the motorway, and then life becomes dim and obscure, and before you know it, you arrive at your destination, which is at the end of the year, and then the car speeds off again. So I think this analogy is even funnier and more ironic when you remember that I still don't have my driver's license. So everything is really funny. Not funny, haha, funny weird. But that's life. Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed that quick little voice diary section. See you in the new year.